This was supposed to be my mom's section. Some of you know, last week she was admitted into the hospital with her own cancer battle. So she could not be here today. So I will be telling some of their story. My mom and dad met and got married when they were still in college at Fredonia, where they were total opera geeks and performed Falstaff together. The joke was Long Island Jew marries small town shiksa, another Hebrew word. After college, a lot of people don't know, my dad was a high school music teacher. He pushed the boundaries and fell back in love with Broadway after studying opera at Fredonia, where he directed 4 high school musicals in his time there, culminating with his favorite, West Side Story. It was during these years at Fredonia where my dad developed his love of the Buffalo Bills. I was a fan until they lost that 4th Super Bowl. Then I traded down and became a Jets fan. As a teacher, he coached and inspired many students. He took a special notice in a brother and sister where the sister, Robin, sounded like his favorite voice, Karen Carpenter. They formed a group with my mom called Friends and Company. They traveled, those are some of those funny pictures of Friends and Company. They traveled all over the East Coast for 7 years. They even did a tour of Europe doing USO shows. Over those years, they crossed paths many times with their old college friend, Clint Holmes, who was out touring with a song you might know that he recorded. I'm not going to sing it. I'm sure everyone's heard it. One night, Clint had a conversation with my dad and said, you know what? We're constantly crossing paths on the road. I really need a musical director. Why don't you come join me? And the rest was history. My mom and Robin were his background singers, all the way until my mom was 9 months pregnant with me, still on stage singing background vocals. While traveling with Clint, they performed a very special show at the famous Monte Carlo Sporting Club, where they used to film the World Music Awards every year. And it was filled with the biggest names in the business back then. And their performance was so inspiring and amazing that they ended up offering my dad a full-time job where he produced shows as the musical director of the Monte Carlo Sporting Club for 11 years. 9 of those years I got to be there and enjoy and torment some of these dancers and talented musicians, and hang out backstage and all over with these guys. It was the best times I can remember with my dad. Those years growing up and being on the road with my dad, whether he was performing with Clint and Jillian in Monte Carlo or with countless other people like Joan Rivers, Don Rickles, Kathy Lee Gifford, or even a soap opera that he performed on where he actually won the only of the EGOTs that he ended up winning. Daytime, I mean. Every time he went on the road somewhere, he always tried to take me with him. He would take me to meetings, to rehearsals, to recording studios, even traveling on a good friend of his yacht at times around the Mediterranean. He taught me, without even trying, what it was to see people come together to put their creative genius on the table and create a show. I studied that my whole life. It's what led me here to this today. This is my showroom that I help manage with Spy Entertainment. My dad was so proud the first time he walked in the room, he cried. To see, after 25 years in this town, his son had accomplished following his passion to producing, managing, creating, and doing tech for amazing shows. I've enjoyed watching many of you perform with him. I've enjoyed being a part of many of those shows. The hardest thing that my dad and I struggled with, that we fought about, was the fact I had to share him with the rest of the world. I just wanted my dad. But now, after the last couple months and today, everybody whose love and support that you've shared with me and my family, it's the only thing that's got me standing here today. So thank you all for your love, support, and kindness for my dad, my family, our friends. You know, my dad loved everyone. Everyone. And while it was hard for me to accept the fact that he shared his life with all of you, is what gives me peace. Knowing that even after he's gone, his memory is still with all of me. The joys, the songs, the tears, maybe even some foul language and anger at times. But he was never afraid to show his love. And that's the one thing he's passed down to me and my children, is how to love, how to share joy, how to bring people together and create magic on stage for people to just get away from whatever it is in their life. And today, seeing all of you here gives me that peace and joy. Thank you.